pulling up Twitch.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad you put that tape in.
We're going to have a show tonight, apparently.
Chris Peabody was like, give us a heads up next time. So I just told him heads up.
Good. Yeah.
Ted's?
Who's Ted's?
Oh, there he is.
I said heads.
Tails?
Yeah.
He did it.
I'm actually on here. Oh,
let's pop out the chat and...
Hey, how do we pop out the chat?
It's the flashing cog on the bottom left, and it's only 4 clicks. I mean, come on.
Oh, yeah.
That's like half the conversation of the intro. Sometimes I feel like.
How do you pop out the chat?
How do you pop it out?
Pardon me. Excuse me.
Why'd you pop it back in? Is my question. I don't know.
Dating ourselves with like, and how do you do this thing here? I took Tyler boxing last night.
What do you have above you?
Boxing last night,
Mark.
And looking at him, and he's 15 years old, and he does this jab, and I just look at this like shoulders, like I'm standing behind him. I was like, "When the hell did you stop being a kid?" I'm like, God, I'm getting old.
So he boxed, or did he watch boxing?
He did a boxing lesson.
Oh.
So it was awesome. Actually, it was a gym like 3/4 of a mile that way. And so we went over there. He took a lesson, did a great job. Like actually had a lot of fun. He finished. He's like, "That's really tiring." I'm like, "Good. You need the workout."
Yes. I got to run a 5K at the end of the month. Ooh, what was that?
That was somebody chatting on Skype or something.
Oh.
Yeah.
We didn't leave somebody in our chat, did we? No, it's 3 of 3 in the call.
I'm sure we did.
I'm glad you're piping this through, because remember that one time we did a chat and then somebody uninvited came out? That was you, right? Remember that? The penis? Hello?
No, that was Zoom.
Zoom.
That's right.
Yeah.
Never again.
We had the one arcade radio happy hour during COVID times.
That's right.
During lockdown. Yeah. We're gonna have oh shoot, we're gonna have to hit a button here soon.
We've got a button?
Yeah, we got a bunch of buttons. I might be new. I was thinking about buying a new Mac.
Uh-oh.
My work gave me a new Mac, and it's so weird because it's got the mag lock.
Yeah.
It came back.
Oh, for the power?
Power, yeah. And I've already fallen over it, and it's been amazingly, it just juts out, and you're happy. And then they got rid of the little whatever, the digital row of keys at the top. I forgot the name.
The number 1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
Now above that, there's that little mini display. I forget the name of it.
The ribbon.
Sure, I don't know. It's a good term. Maybe you jump past that. You were able to.
Okay, who's doing that?
I don't know. I heard it a second time.
Somebody putting stuff in chat.
I don't see anything in the chat.
Somebody's trying to get a hold of me on. Oh, Copilot is trying to. What the hell?
Who's that?
It's a AI thing on Skype. How do you turn that off?
Oh, is it telling you the news? It was bugging me earlier.
AI is taking over.
We need an AI co-host.
God. All of a sudden, like you say that, and all of a sudden, like an Amazon bot will show up in the chat. Hi.
Oh, there's all kinds of freaking spam in here now. Nice. Whoa, Skype is so awesome. And probably super neglected by Microsoft, so we shouldn't use it anymore.
Dang. So let's switch to teams. Oh, wait, no.
I just got it to work.
God.
They added those little dumb circles for when people are talking to around everything.
We could do Discord.
All right, let's start this show.
I'm deleting Copilot. Let's start the show.
All right.
Live from KOYR Studios.
This is Todd Rogers, the king of video games, and you're listening to Arcade Radio.
What's new? What's new? What's new?
Did you know that Chuck E. Cheese was born inside Atari?
What's new? God, I'm sick of that question.
No matter what I say, it draws controversy.
Get down.
Videomania has gripped the universe. So what's the score?
Roger, 0J, and I feel fine.
Is there anybody actually going to listen to this?
No.
Well, at least 30 to 40 people.
Thanks for listening in from the Arcadosphere. Welcome to this special edition episode of the Arcade Radio podcast. Today is Thursday, May 2nd, 2024, and the time is approximately 7:30 p.m. Central, believe it or not. I'm your host, Adam Stravinsky. I'm joined by my co-host, Mark Time Runner Shields, and last and least, Paradise Arcade Shop proprietor and part-time Harvey Weinstein body double.
What?
What's on here? Wow.
I don't know who wrote
Wow.
this. It was not me.
What?
Brian Thurston Howell Armitage III, welcome to the show. Welcome to this new episode 170. Whatever number that was. Hey, what have you been working on, Mark?
Hey! So recently...
Welcome back to the show.
Yes, thanks. It's been an exciting 48 hours. I've been working on finishing my Star Trek, and I just have a few more cosmetic things. I've got my control panel I'm wiring to put in there, and I guess I'm going to paint the skirt, and then I'm just going to find a place for it in the house. So that'll be nice. I recently had my op amp go bad, and then I replaced it, and then everything was fantastic. So, and then behind that, I've been working on a Rampage that I'm converting to a Star Guards. And I've been going really slow on that one. I bought that in 2019, and I knew it was a Star Guards back then. So I have a PCB, and I have a control panel. I have a marquee. And the thing that kind of bums me out is I thought it was a broken Rampage, but I got everything like nicely cleaned up. I recapped the monitor, and it is a beautiful Rampage, beautiful gameplay. Everything is perfect, and now I'm like having guilty thoughts about pulling the Rampage out and turning it into Starguards. I mean, I'm sure somebody has an empty Rampage cabinet somewhere.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Tell me more about this game. Who made it?
Also by the same is it Bally?
Williams?
Williams, yeah. I mean, the cabinet I have, most Rampages have like the green stripe side artwork. The generic,
Brian,
I don't know what to call it.
Isn't Rampage Williams?
Is it?
No, Rampage wasn't it Bally? Because it's a Brian Colin game.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he worked at Williams for a short time too.
Bally Midway.
Yeah, Bally Midway.
So this cabinet,
1986.
Yeah,
that's my guess.
The cabinet has a code inside that says RASG, which I think implies Rampage or Star Guards. So I'm pretty excited about that. I have not tried the PCB for the Star Guards, but it's a pretty terrible game from what I understand. I don't know if anybody's played it.
What color are the side stripes on yours? Are they green or are they
blue? They're blue.
Yeah, You should keep that one. Convert it to Star Guards.
Yeah.
That's what it should have been.
Exactly.
The Rampage were green.
Welcome to the conversation, Brian. What you been working on?
I've been talking. Let's see. In the last, I sold my my Wurlitzer. I had a Wurlitzer 1700 that I picked up. Was all ready to fix it up, and I stopped in at a local jukebox shop to ask them about helping to fix some of the parts of it. And they had this wonderful Seeburg 222 with the Victory Glass amp. You guys haven't seen that? Victory Glass made this amazing amplifier that drops. It's a drop-in plug-in replacement for the Seeburgs. And so sold the Wurlitzer, put it up Tuesday night after our show. Sold it last night.
Nice.
Wow. I came and picked it up. So it was awesome. But yeah, so that's I actually kind of excited. I will talk. Just do it quick now. Like the amplifier that they did, really cool job. Then they actually integrated an app so that you can use your phone to select records, and it activates through the amplifier the same way the remote units would. You know how they had like the small units they'd put on the tabletop units? And so the amplifier will integrate with that function inside the jukebox and allow you to use your phone by Bluetooth to select songs.
Oh, what?
So it's like they've done an amazing job. I mean, Aaron Schmidt did that. He owns Victory Glass. The more I learn about what they did with this amplifier, the cooler it is. And I've talked to 3 people now who, and I know this sounds like a sin, have pulled the tube amps out of these Seeburgs and put this new amplifier in, and they swear by it. I mean, all 3 of them have said, don't even bother going back. The sound is phenomenal. So yeah. So that's my latest. Like, that was my pick up and drop off. And as far as working on stuff, got so many projects right now, but we did finish off fixing the Sinistar cockpit, which was kind of fun. So that is actually over at Starcade now.
Cool.
Does that have a regular 19-inch monitor, or?
It does. The neat thing about the Sinistar cockpit is it has 2 soundboards. So you get separate sounds in the front and back. So you have like 4 speakers around you, and you get different sets of sounds. So that's kind of the uniqueness of it. But other than that,
it's like quadraphonic
Sinistar
sound.
Yes. I was at Galloping Ghost last November, and their Sinistar cockpit was sick.
Oh.
It's
Sick,
not.
like
It's
cool?
one of the. It's one of those games where honestly, like you don't need to play it in a cockpit.
No.
The upright is perfectly fine. It's not like Spy Hunter where the upright's a waste of time. You have to have a cockpit.
Oh, sure. That makes total sense. Biased. There were some people that were not on the show for our little teaser earlier this week. You might want to mention what's going on with Starcade.
Yeah. So we don't know where we're landing for sure. But there is a possibility. So Starcade is closing in July, where it is now in Keg and Case, because the building was purchased, and it's going to become a wedding venue for multicultural weddings, which is cool. But Mark called it woke weddings the other day. It wasn't me.
Wait, do they have to be multicultural? I mean,
it's called Mosaic. It's actually a neat idea, and I didn't even know this is a problem where you can't get multiple. Like if you have venues have all these contracts with caterers and stuff, but whatever. So they're taking over. They want us out. I don't know why. We'd be great for weddings, right? We can we have Japanese games. We have U.S. games. I mean, it should be good. But anyways, I even have my Italian Missile Command, right? So we're out, and we actually are probably moving to the south side of the cities. We have an offer right now for a space that would be 42,000 square feet.
Oh my God! Is that the 4th floor of the Mall of America? What?
No, I'm not gonna get into too much detail on it because we have some discussions over the next couple of days. The next time we have a show, I'll make an official announcement because we should have it settled by then. But I don't want to jinx it right now. So right now, the discussion was an extremely good deal on 42,000 square feet. However, there's been no pen put to paper yet. So for all I know, it could be. They could come in and tell us it's $20 a square foot, in which case we go, that's great. No way.
Bye-bye.
See ya. So Maple Grove would be cool. So Mr. Peabody, so our thinking is basically looking at the geographics of where all the arcades are in Minneapolis, St. Paul. Something just south of the cities we think actually would do really well. And that area is growing. We were looking at kind of Farmington, Lakeville, Burnsville area. So we'll see what happens. But stay tuned for some announcements. And I've been doing a lot of studying of robotic chefs and bartenders with some input from Proc. Who said, don't do it.
Don't do it.
That's what I've been doing. What have you been up to, Adam?
Well, not much. Working. I work a lot. I got a new car.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I got a 2024 Ford Edge Titanium.
I'm not familiar with that.
So, Titanium is the package. Ford Edge.
You picked up a new game we hauled down into your basement.
Oh, yeah. I did get a new game.
Yeah?
I sold the game, too. I sold my APB.
I can't believe it.
Yeah. I had it listed for what I thought was a fair price. And then I dropped the price because I needed to move it. Because a friend of ours down in Cannon Falls put up a couple of games for sale. And one of them was Space Duel, a cocktail. And I really thought that would be fun to get because I've got a couple friends that really enjoy that game. And I do too. I love the tethering aspect and just the two-player aspect is really fun. But he also had an upright for sale with a working Black Widow control board or PCB and control panel that you could swap out for the same price. So I sold APB for, I don't know what it was, $1,800 or something. And or $1,850. I can't remember. Anyway, the guy gave me an extra $150. He just made it even $2,000 because I gave him all of the spare parts for the APB. I had 3 extra marquees, an extra new this old game control panel overlay. I can't talk tonight. And what else? Oh, an extra marquee. What do you call it? Bezel. And control panel. So I just gave him all that stuff. So he made it a cool $2,000, and I went out and spent it on a Space Widow.
Nice.
Yeah. So I have a Space Duel in my basement now, with a Black Widow board set that's currently in it. And I bought a control panel off eBay, and then I bought another control panel, and I'm going to make one good multi-control panel. I bought the kit from Vector Labs that allows you to switch the games, so you won't have to swap out anything to play. But I'm going to keep the original control panels around just so if I sell it,
Nice.
But
I'm considering the Vector Labs for the Star Trek, but I'm a little worried about touching. Everything's working. It's like, don't touch it.
Yeah, you think you're going to play other games in there, but really what you're going to play is Star Trek.
Tax scan.
Yeah. Yeah, but you don't get out that cabinet to have people play tax scan. I mean, it's a fun game.
One of the guys working on the FPGA stuff was chatting about doing a Star Wars FPGA.
Yep.
I was trying to convince him to do tax scan on the same board so you can play tax scan with the yoke. I think that would be amazing.
That might be fun.
Oh, yeah. That would be.
I also picked up a Wii U 2 weeks ago for pretty cheap.
Interesting. I completely skipped that one.
Yeah, me too. But it was super cheap. So I bought it. It came with 3 Pro controllers, and it was missing a couple of accessories in the power supply. But I got that stuff, and it came with it was the model. It came with Smash Brothers built in, and one other game, Splatoon or something that's terrible. But I can see, I'm probably going to get rid of it, but it's been fun to play with the pad that comes with it. I don't know what they call that thing, but it's a controller / it's a second screen for some games, and it's just not well implemented. It's actually quite terrible in most games. So that I played so far. So, but I have like Mario Kart for it, and Breath of the Wild was in it when I bought it, which I thought was interesting because that was like the last title they put out, right? Like 2017, when the Switch was released, and everyone's like, "Ooh, Breath of the Wild." And I'm not sure if it plays exactly the same. I want to say I read somewhere that it goes backwards compared to the Switch. So like, the landscapes are all flipped or something. I'm not really sure. I don't know if it's worth getting both versions or not, but I've never played it, so I'm kind of enjoying it. The other thing it came with was Super Mario Brothers plus Super Luigi, which is super fun, turns out. So I've been playing around with that. And believe it or not, I've been on my Switch quite a bit, playing a game called Pure Pool with my buddy Eric. And this is a freaking really awesome pool game. So if you want to play pool at home online with friends, it's quite fun. And very realistic. And when you play in the amateur mode, it helps you with angles and stuff. So it's kind of fun.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
I'm not good at pool.
Yeah, it's actually a good learning tool, I think. And also it has snooker in it, which we've become big fans of the game snooker. So, if you don't know anything about the table, slightly larger than an 8-ball pool, and it has a bunch of red balls and a few colored balls, and you have to hit the red ball before you hit a colored ball, and it's got different scoring, and it's really a trip. I love playing it. So that's been like the thing that I've been focused on quite a bit. Yeah, so other than that, I've had my doctor's visits, and I'm not drinking very much anymore, and I'm on a statin. Welcome to your 50s.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to Staten Island, man.
Yeah.
How many milligrams are you taking?
80.
Whoa! I thought 20 was a lot.
Yeah. You don't even have any idea about it. I had a heart scan, and my and cholesterol's super high, and the doc's like, "You're gonna die if you don't take this." So, and I'm trying to lose weight. So I uncovered ye old treadmill, and I've done 2 days in a row.
Nice.
And couple of days ago, last week, on Friday I walked, or Thursday I walked 2.5 miles, roughly 2.25. So just getting out there, trying to drop some weight before Hawaii in September. That's what I'm planning. So,
plenty time.
Yeah, going back to Hawaii for 2 weeks. That'll be good. So just trying to keep it, and then Christine's moving back in. That's
wow.
Yeah. So that
is she bringing her children with her, or just the?
Well,
just
they're
the
mostly gone. Lily's
they are
at local school, so she'll be living here. But the rest of the kids are away at college or culinary school and live in St. Paul. And her oldest son is 26, so I hope he's not going to live here.
I mean, that's still 4 more years before they usually move out, right? So
these days, yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, so it'll be she lives here half the time anyway, so it's fine.
Very nice.
But it means there's going to be big changes for Adam's arcade, so because all the bedrooms are full of arcade games.
Oh.
So I got to empty 2 of them.
I see.
Yeah. Which, so I was thinking about just selling Fire Truck and a couple other, I'm just kidding. Yeah. Hey, Bryan, I heard you picked up a frickin' Super Strike. Welcome to the club.
I was going to say, I joined the Super Strike Club, and I was also going to say, if fire truck ends up leaving, if someone else will get it out of your basement, that big arcade might need one.
You know, it comes apart into two pieces.
Again, if someone moves it out of the basement, it's an Atari cabinet. It doesn't matter if it comes apart into 10 pieces. Each piece is going to be.
It is
heavy.
actually way lighter than a standard Atari cabinet when you take it apart. I actually got it into my basement myself because, you know.
So we need to, what we need to do? We need to review Glenn's stair-climbing dolly on here.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
I've seen it. It's actually pretty reasonable compared to an Escalera, and I thought maybe about buying one actually.
I used it. When I bought that Wurlitzer 1700, it was in somebody's basement.
Yeah, well, let's talk about what it is first.
Oh, so Glenn Malinowski at Pinball Palace has bought he has these stair climbing dollies. You can check them out. So he found this company in China that's making a dolly that climbs stairs, and it wasn't really holding up to moving pinball machines and jukeboxes and arcade games. So he had them make some modifications, so it's kind of customized for his store, and he sells them. And it's actually similar to the Escalera in that it goes upstairs, and that's really where the similarities end. Instead of the Escalera, which kind of has these this rotating two pieces that are like a cam that climbs each step, Glenn's actually has like tank treads, and so it's a much smoother ride up the stairs. It also has more of a four-wheeled platform that you have to put the object onto to carry it up the stairs, which can be a little bit of a pain getting whatever you have onto it. But once it's on there, it rolls around amazingly well. And one of the things that, I don't know if you guys have ever had this problem, like if you go in, you're playing a game out of a basement, you've got it tipped, you get up to the top of the stairs, and some idiot has put it in a hallway that's like a T. So now you're trying to like get your dolly up, your back's against the wall, you've got no room, you got to like pull the bottom of the cabinet over that top step and stand it up at the same time.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so his dolly makes it super easy to do that. And once you get it upright, unlike a normal two-wheel tipping dolly, he's on four wheels, so then you can just roll it down the hallway very easily.
That's really cool. And I like
pretty slick.
Think of it like with an Escalera or like even a standard appliance dolly. Standard appliance dollies have a very thin or narrow skid, right? Like, so when you try to put stuff on it, oftentimes it won't even go under the back wheels of a game like an Atari game or something that has wheels and a base. So then you have this balancing act that you're trying to do as you get the thing up the stairs. And so what this is basically the skid is designed for when you flip a pinball up on its side. So pinball machines, when you flip them up, they've got the little Teflon or plastic feet to protect the backs. So you can store them that way or haul them around that way. But his dolly is designed to have a pinball machine fully sit on that skid. So that's what you're talking about, right, Brian?
Yeah, and so I will say to get the Wurlitzer on there, you kind of had to. It kind of sucked. It wasn't.
Well, that's like not designed for that, right?
Right. And so, and it'd be the same thing for like arcade games. You're gonna have to tip them forward, roll it under, push it. It's not impossible, but it could have been easier.
Mm-hmm.
However, once we got it on there, the rest of it was like a million times easier.
Yeah.
So getting it to roll across the floor, getting it to do all the stuff, and to give you, I'm putting a link in the chat now. And the whole thing's $14.25, right? Which is way cheaper than the Escaleras. And the other thing I really liked about his is that the handlebar that you use, like when you're pulling it up and you can drive it with, you can make the thing like 7 feet long. So you can actually stand above the object and like just follow it up the stairs. So you're not leaning over, like killing your back. There's some real thought in this. I got to give him credit. When I first saw it, I thought this thing is terrible. Like I looked at it, I'm like, come on, this isn't going to be better than Escalera. And then I started using it and I'm like, all right, this is actually pretty freaking cool. So if you look at it and think, see if you can try one out sometime. if I was gonna buy one right now, this is probably the one I would pick up. Ability to turn stuff at the top of stairs, complete game changer for moving games around. Like you can just like slide around corners or landings. So if you're on a landing, you can turn whatever direction. Like the radius is nothing. So
Yeah.
anyhow.
So a standard Escalera price is around $3,800.
Yep.
So this is a good deal. So I'm actually very tempted to get one, but right now I'm not moving anything. Although I will be. My brother and I are going to insulate the garage this summer. For the first, we've been talking about it for a couple of decades.
What kind of garage door opener do you have in your garage?
A LiftMaster.
Interesting. Have you heard of the jack shaft type garage door? I am not kidding.
Bow chicka bow bow.
This is
jack shaft.
Look, I know that the name sounds, racy, but
not at all.
I'm not kidding. A jack shaft garage door opener attaches at the roller, the spring-loaded thing that's above your door that makes it easy to lift up, and opens the door from there. And it jacks onto the shaft of that thing. And there's boxes that Genie makes that say jack shaft. It's very, very silent. It's a little bit expensive, but I'm looking to get into the jack shaft.
And when you
LiftMaster
get
makes
the
one.
Genie jack shaft and rub it, it comes out of the bottle.
Oh, I see it. I see it.
Yeah.
And then you don't have to have a hanging thing in the middle of your garage.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Interesting. It's not that expensive, but you got to have somebody put it in probably.
Right, and they even have battery operated ones, so in case your power goes off, you can still open your garage door.
My garage door is Alexa enabled.
Mine is too. I use the IntelliCode, whatever the hell, they have like a little thing. You can tell Alexa to open your garage?
Yeah, I have to have
Nice.
a code, but I
Yeah,
bought
mine
the
needs a
device
pin.
on Amazon for like $50.
Hmm.
Yeah, put it in myself. Works great. And the coolest thing about my new car is that it's fully Alexa integrated.
Can you get your car to start with Alexa?
No, but Ford Pass does that anyway. And actually, yes, I can. I set up a bunch of routines so I can say, Alexa, start my car.
Nice.
And I've renamed my Alexa, so I can say Alexa all day long, and I don't give a bleep.
Oh, is it a
It's one
computer?
of the other names.
Oh, shit.
Now I know what yours is.
Damn it.
Can't use computer because when I watch Star Trek The Next Generation, it really sucks.
Oh, yeah. That's bad.
And you know what the catalyst for me changing the name was? I got a subscription to Acorn because I watched the entire series of 800 Words. Have you ever watched that series? It's fantastic. I loved it. Anyway, it's shot in New Zealand. It's a bunch of Australian, New Zealand actors. Really great show. It's on Acorn, all 3 seasons. And it's one of those shows where it has a bit of drama, but it's got comedy and it makes you feel good at the end. And I just feel like so many shows make you feel shitty, or that there's no end in sight. And so it's good to have a show like that. So I highly recommend it if you're looking for sort of a comedic. It's a little bit far-fetched, but it's got some real situations and great characters. I love great character-driven shows. However, anyway, when I finished that, you know who Lucy Lawless is, right?
Of course. Xena.
Of course. And also Deanna on Battlestar Galactica. So she's played a number of great characters, but she's on a new mystery series where she plays a retired cop that gets pulled into all these cases. And so there's been a couple seasons of that on it, and her name is Alexa, which just seems stupid. Like,
no.
Why would anybody name a main character Alexa in this day and age? And so, like, every freaking, like, right now I'm triggering everyone's Alexas, and people are going to just start dumping out of the chat. I had to change the name because I couldn't do it anymore. I'm like, this is stupid. Every time I watch the show.
Actually, speaking of the chat, they said our audio level is a little low. I don't know if it's... I checked. It's the same as it was on Tuesday.
Huh. Well, I can change that. I can make it louder.
Just up mine. That's all I want.
I want to be booming.
If it's low, I can actually see that we're not clipping and we are in the green, so I can make us a little louder though. Test 1, 2. How does that? Hey, chatters, how does that sound? Better? Give us a little love if you think that sounds better. Testing 1, 2. Test. Okay. Yep, people like that better. All right, cool. We're still not clipping, but we're in the yellow, which is that's the good zone to be in when you're doing a voiceover. So we're good. I don't know why that got turned down. I apologize for the first half of the show, and maybe I can normalize it in post if we ever put it up for people.
We will in the 30-year anniversary.
Yeah, exactly. So, Brian, do you have any gadgets? Should I play the gadgets intro?
Yeah, play the gadgets intro. Let's do it.
Let's have some fun here.
I always felt that the true stars at Atari was engineering.
Oh, you're an inventor.
Yes, I am.
What have you invented?
A lot of things.
Like?
Like a lot of things. Like things that you've heard of.
Like?
Well, things that you will have heard of, okay? Patents are patent pending.
Arcade Gadgets with Bryan the Clown.
Welcome to the gadget segment. There are a ton of new things out, but I really wanted to focus on one new thing and some of the accessories that come out around it, because I think it's really cool what's been happening, and actually some really admiring some of the work going on at one of the other arcade shop called Mike's Arcade. You guys may know. So if those of you who haven't heard, the darkness. The BitKit 2 has come out, and the BitKit 2 has added a number of things. Aaron has actually done a really neat job with really enhancing this project that started with. He started as like a nibbler, right? And Mark's got one there, so it was just it was supposed to be like a nibbler FPGA board, and so the main goal was that, and it has just like exploded. So he added on, for those of you that remember, he added on like the Cobra Z80 hardware and the PAC Z80 hardware early on. And the original stuff was the SNK6502. So originally, the only board set really on there was for Fantasy, Nibbler, Pioneer Blue, Vanguard, and Zarzan. Then added the PAC hardware. And lately, he's gone into horizontals. So we now have MCR hardware, Domino Man, Kickman, Tapper, Satan's Hollow, Solar Fox, Timber. And in addition to that, added the Exidy hardware. So those of you who are struggling with your Mousetrap, your Pepper 2, your Teeter Torture, or your Venture, Aaron has your solution. And then the latest thing to come down, actually not the latest. The latest thing is actually something I'll get to that in 1 second, but he added Tato with the Frontline, Jungle King, Jungle Hunt, and a bunch of things there. But that also included some back and forth with Mike's Arcade. And Mike's Arcade started releasing reproduction spinners for some of the Tato games. It started out as some of the classic Tato games, and the latest thing that Mike did, which is hilarious, because when I started collecting, you'd go around and every freaking game was converted to one game. Like cocktails, uprights, like you'd go around. So back in the early 2000s when I started collecting, you'd go around and you couldn't, like, if you bought a group of games, guaranteed you got an Arkanoid with it, like 100%. Ugh. And it was just like, oh my god, another freaking Arkanoid. Well, it's like everything else, things go in cycles. Arkanoid spinners are now hard to find because they're breaking down. Well, thank you, Mike's Arcade has reproduced not only the Tato classic spinners, but has also introduced the Arkanoid spinner. And he has obviously gotten a 3D printer, is having a blast doing this stuff. And has done a really nice job. And for those of you who don't know the Arkanoid spinner, it has a I don't know the exact gear down ratio, but it has a significant gear down ratio. So the spinner is very sensitive. So when you play Arkanoid, unlike say Tempest, back here, Tempest, the optical disc is attached directly to the knob, so one rotation gives you one rotation of the disc. In Arkanoid, there's a significant gear ratio change so that when you turn the spinner, you actually spin the optical encoder wheel several times, so it's much more sensitive to movement, which gives you much more precise control. So anyways, that is most of the guide. The other thing that he's added are the Deco games. So you got Bump and Chop, Durger Time, Disco 2, Lock and Chase, Peter Pepper, Rootin' Tootin'. And there was one other one that he added lately. Oh God, now I'm forgetting. Oh. He's been teasing some stuff and he hasn't put it on his list. He actually has a list of games on the website. You can go check it out. There's a link to him, and then he just keeps posting teasers on Facebook. So I think, from one of the neat things about this, I don't know how you guys think about this. A lot of these multi-boards have been released over time. They're usually very static. So they come out, they drop another 5-10 games on them, and then they kind of sit there for a while. And that's fine. Aaron has really he obviously is very passionate about this project, which is really neat to see. So that's the new gadget and gadgets for the night. You can catch the BitKit 2 at the best shop, Paradise Arcade Shop, or you can also get it at those other ones, Mike's Arcade and Arcade Shop. You can get the new spinners at Mike's Arcade only.
And what is the little part that goes this? What is this guy? Is this for the spinner?
Oh yeah, so that's the optical encoder spinner board. Yeah, so if you want to use the spinners, the optical encoders, you have to buy that board, and it basically interfaces with the BitKit.
Let me zoom in on Mark. There we go.
So he's teasing right now. Hard Hat, Highway Race, and Minky Monkey.
The nice thing about his games is that most of the time they're just totally crazy, and I've never heard of them.
He's really done some neat stuff, and I like Space Cruisers being teased right now. I was just scrolling down. I hadn't seen some of these. He keeps releasing games. I mean, if you want to have a group that's active, hop on. Yeah. Big Bad Brad says he looks bored. He could be. But if the BitKit group is actually fun to get into and see what's going on. And Aaron is really contributing there a lot and talking about it, helping people out. He gets good feedback. So one of the games that has come out, or one of the systems that's come out, obviously, is the Mister, which is FPGA, but it's an open source FPGA. So over time, a lot of those games have become really good. People make them their pet projects. Things like the CPS2 play pretty much exactly like the original CPS2 games. People use them in tournaments now, but you don't know what you're going to get, right? And so because they're open source, some of the games play incredibly well and some not so great. One of the things Aaron has really kind of done and engaged here is because it's not open source. He takes a lot of pride over this and really drives those games to perfection. So anytime there's a little problem that gets brought up, he's on it, fixing it and addressing the issues right away. So it's wonderful. If you haven't had a chance, you don't have one, check it out. Check out the list of games he has on the site. I highly, highly recommend picking one up, even if it's not from our shop.
Nice.
That's it for gadgets.
Thank you.
Well, wait. One thing.
Oh, there's another gadget?
One more thing.
I just a little, I mean, there's kind of a Exterminator style joystick in one of these posts on the BitKits. I don't know.
The mute button.
What?
Huh. Time for the news. All right.
The Arcade News, arcades, pinball, industry alumni, arcade openings, collecting, celebrities, school market operators, going out, conventions. The Arcade News.
We interrupt the ventilated
And now, the Arcade News with Adam Stravinsky.
That's me. From the New York Times, Dave & Buster's is going to allow betting on arcade games.
What?
The restaurant and arcade chain Dave & Buster's is going to let customers bet on arcade games, according to an announcement on Tuesday. Customers will be able to digitally place cash bets at the arcades where people play games like skee-ball, billiards, and basketball shootout. that game where you shoot the basketballs with your hands.
Yeah.
A technology company, Lucra, is teaming up with Dave & Buster's to provide a digital betting service. I'm kind of curious if this is going to work in all states. I don't think it will. Michael Madding, Lucra's chief operating officer, said in an interview on Wednesday that the company's product would be used for skill-based games at Dave & Buster's, including recreational activities for which the outcome is largely entirely dependent on the knowledge, ability, strength, speed, endurance, and intelligence of the participants, and is subject to the control of those participants. Now, this is really weird. Like, let's just talk about this for a second, because, like, one of the biggest problems with arcades growing up was that everyone thought they were gambling and they wanted to shut them down.
Right.
So what the is this?
It's like Child Arcade Phase 3.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing about Dave & Buster's, it's actually caters to kids. So what a terrible environment. I don't know. It seems really like, let's bring Billy to play Call of Duty and we'll gamble. Yeah. I don't know about this. Dave & Buster's did not respond to requests on comment and was not clear which specific games customers would be able to place bets on when the company would roll out the betting product, which will be available to people enrolled in the Dave & Buster's loyalty program. I am. And in Canada.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, it's just a card. You know, you put your credits on it and it's part of your loyalty program. And, you know, if you buy food, you get point. I don't know. I haven't been there in a lot. Let's be honest. I have not been there probably since like a year after lockdown, you know. So it's been a while. Been a few years.
Just waiting for the hustling schemes going on. You got like this 10-year-old in there hustling like the, you know.
Yeah. I don't know how much to bet on this, but I'll put $10. Yeah. And it says there's a whole bunch of anyway, go check it out in the New York Times. From Boing Boing, which is actually kind of a fun news outlet, there is a full-length color movie cartridge for the original Atari 2600. Believe it or not, if you want to watch a movie, you can watch one on a 1977 game console. The Atari 2600 is now a movie player, thanks to MovieCart by Lodef Mode. Is that Norwegian?
That the guy has no accent. I watched his
Mode.
YouTube video. I guess his mom and dad must have been.
Oh, you should put that in the chat. The link to that. Somebody should put a link to that. So anyway, this revolutionary. It's not revolutionary. There's nothing revolutionary about this product.
There's a YouTube
cartridge.
video. The guy watches Westworld, the movie from the 70s.
Yeah.
On an Atari 2600 cartridge.
Which is great, but it's not revolutionary. It's cool. It's not going to change the world. There's not going to be a bunch of people going out to buy Atari.
Do you know
VCS.
what it is? It's retrolutionary.
Oh, God.
Let's trademark that shit.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah. So I'm just going to say this new product will allow for the first time ever anyone to experience the joy of the silver screen directly from the comfort of their own home in stunning digital accuracy, boasting an impressive 80 by 192 resolution in 7-bit color and 4-bit monoreal audio, which is just hilarious. Like, if you want to have the worst, like worse than VHS, this is it.
Yeah.
So anyway, you can, I guess you can start building up your full. Okay, so I have to look this up. I wonder how you get the movies on there. So
right.
2 fields are alternated at 60 frames per second. Each field consists of a checkerboard pattern of 10 by 262 cells. Each cell contains one of 128 colors and is 8 pixels wide by 1 pixel deep. This produces an effective resolution of 80 by 262, which actually is better than the previously mentioned 80 by 192. I don't know which is correct. I don't know.
Yeah.
So at 30 frames per second, that's actually probably almost as good as VHS in some respects. 10 colors per line. Yeah, I don't know. 15.7 kilohertz on a 4-bit mono. No, thanks. I don't want it. I have no reason for it. I don't.
I want to watch Back to the Future like this.
But it's revolutionary.
Yes, but it's revolutionary. Should we talk about this? I don't really care about this one.
Nah, I just threw the third one in there.
Hey, audience, what do you think about? Okay, so first of all, I'm enjoying this renaissance of Atari doing all these fun things with their IP. You know, specifically, I've been enjoying most of the games they put out. I did buy the last Lunar Lander though, and I'm not sure if I like it or not. It's story driven. It's got a sort of an anime feel to it. It really has nothing to do with landing on a moon or the moon.
Proc was bitching about that the other day.
It is an anti-gravity game, and it's fun, but there's nothing lunar lander-ish about it. You know, it's like they missed the point of the original game. And so if you wanted to make something like a sequel to it and remix it, and you want to do story-driven, then why not like go after the original Apollo missions and make, you know, like you have to navigate around the Earth one time. I don't know, before you splash down. Why did they do this totally?
I don't know. Now that Tim Lapatino is in there, we should whisper in his ear. Yeah. I know that they just opened a thing where you can suggest a game and they'll build it.
Yeah, I joined the club because now they make the club free.
Mm-hmm.
But and you can vote on certain things and make suggestions. So I did that, but I don't know. They're doing certain things right, and then there's certain things I don't appreciate. Like I've loved almost all of the recharged and remixed games. I really like Yar's Revenge, Berserk. Those are really fun. Haunted House is not great, in my humble opinion. But
what about this Quamp?
I actually really like that. That's a original title too, right? Because there was no Comp, and it's called Comp 2. Or was there a Comp 1? I'm like probably on an 8-bit Atari or something. That could have been.
I'd never heard of it.
That game is super fun though. It's very addicting, puzzle based, and sort of Pongish.
Right.
Yeah.
What about the new Food Fight?
There's been no teasers for the new Food Fight. There been no trailers for the Food Fight.
There was a podcast and an interview.
Huh.
Yeah.
We might have to try to get that guy on the show.
We should. I'll see if he's available.
Okay. Who knows? Maybe at the end of the show we could have a surprise interview about Atari Food Fight. So anyway, I want to say, you know, they bought that Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 publishing rights, and they've been doing stupid stuff with it. Like, I don't know anybody in my age group and a couple of age groups beneath me that are like so gung-ho about Roller Coaster Tycoon that they want a t-shirt that says Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 on it. Do you?
I figured, I mean, it's got to be some niche that we are not into.
There goes my Christmas presents for you guys.
Oh, damn it.
Damn it.
Yeah, so I just don't understand, you know. Someone must, someone up pretty up high. I don't know. It was Wade. Did Wade really like? Let me read this thing here. As we celebrate the 25th anniversary of Roller Coaster Tycoon with Chris Sawyer, I'm really pleased that we can unite this important and successful title in the series with the rest of the franchise. So he's got the rights to all the other roller coasters before this one, apparently. So that's Wade Rosen speaking, chairman and CEO of Atari, who lives someplace in Minneapolis. This is going to create new opportunities for the Atari as we continue the great work done by Frontier and bring benefits to the fans of the games across the Roller Coaster Tycoon franchise. Like, I always thought that the Roller Coaster Tycoon games were in the discount bin at Computer City.
So I know they've done pretty well with that game.
Yeah.
and in general, and it's one that's made them money, and I believe what they're trying to do is make, obviously, like a lot of companies do when they own IP, they're trying to make what they can out of it.
Sure. That's
is
fair.
it the best title in the world? I mean, for arcade people, no. I can tell you they had some interest in making an arcade game out of it, and we're trying to figure out how to do that. Which is kind of tough. Like, how do you engage the audience on location? But from the numbers they have, like, it was surprising to me how popular that game is.
Maybe it was popular in Europe.
He's huge in Germany.
Of course. They love that, and David Hasselhoff.
The Hoff.
Aha.
So yeah, I mean, what I really like about what Atari's doing is they're actually trying again.
Yeah,
so
no, I do. I totally agree.
They are completely cashing in on some of their titles that they know, and like just trying to make that. Any company that goes off and buys, like anybody like Wade that goes off and buys that much IP is going to try and just cash in on some T-shirts and other things, which is expected, which is what Atari's done for the last like 30 years. But in addition to that, he's also investing in new projects that are trying to like take some of that IP and go to the next level and do new steps. And that's the piece where they're falling on their face sometimes. But the original Atari, I mean, look at some of the games that didn't make it out or didn't do well. Like they really flopped on some of the stuff, and some of it sucked.
I will say, I was in the Atari store, and they had they were I don't remember if it was a vote or what, but Basic Math came up, which I thought I make fun of that game all the time. Like, who bought their kid Basic Math?
Parents who hate their children.
Exactly. But wouldn't it be cool if they actually did something like a sequel that was actually fun?
Basic Math from hell.
Oh, I know what it is. You could play Basic
Here's
Math.
that quadratic equation you've been dreaming about.
You could play Basic Math Recharged on the Atari website with your desktop computer.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to try it. It's pretty funny. And it's like vector based instead of, raster.
This is how sad my life is. I got excited because I was bouncing around models the other day, and they have these Fibonacci based Christmas trees that you can 3D print. And I was like, whoa, this is cool.
So only the first, third, fifth, and eighth light, and
I don't know.
Lights up.
Anybody know the Fibonacci?
It's the pattern.
Anyone know the Fibonacci sequence by heart? I don't.
I do not.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 11, 18. It's because we use it in Scrum when we do Scrum poker.
You must have like Scrum meetings and sprints that you.
Correct. Yes.
Use it for coming up with points for a.
I forget.
Story.
I don't know what comes after 18. If it's more than 18 points, we were like, well, I'm not doing that.
Yeah. Plus, it'll take forever anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. You might as well just put like 100 on it because it doesn't matter at that point. We'll be doing this project next year.
Yes.
That's not a story. That's not a task. That's a story. That's not a story. It's an epic.
Oh, good times.
And then I had some bosses who are like, everything's a spike.
Oh, yeah. I don't know how big it is. It's a spike. Done.
Yeah.
That's what she said. Is there another section to the show, maybe?
Let me just check the buttons here. Oh, there is. There's one we call Back to the Cade.
Back in '82, I used to be able to throw a pigskin a quarter mile.
Back to the Cade with Time Runner.
Why are things so heavy in the future? Is there a problem with the Earth's gravitational pull?
Welcome to Back to the Cade. Hi. There's a guy on TikTok who collects Titanic on VHS, and he's nearing 3,000 copies of Titanic on VHS. And when he talks about it, his voice goes from normal to crazy. Titanic on VHS. And my wife hates it when I talk like that. And now I've been doing it for everything. Like, we're having meatballs and spaghetti on VHS. But if you haven't checked that out, I mean, the guy's hilarious. He's kind of like as if who's the guy that runs Galloping Ghost? It's like he had a kid who just didn't like arcade games, but he loves Titanic on VHS. All right, sorry. So let me give you a little bit of Back to the Future news that may be No, this isn't even stale. This is good. Let's see. As it turns out, time travel can be filthy work. And it seems the DeLorean Doc Brown and Marty McFly used to visit various historical periods is particularly mucky. And you'll soon have the chance to clean it up. And that's because Back to the Future is having an expansion added to the PowerWash Simulator. Have you heard of this game?
No.
Uh-oh. It's a game where you power wash stuff that's dirty. That's the game. You know, there's that game where you're a truck driver and you're driving like for 8 hours from Houston to Dallas.
Yeah, based on the Penn and Teller drive the bus.
I don't know. It's even better than that. It's got the full, like, everything that you would pass in real life is in the game.
Yeah.
But this Power Wash Simulator was one of 2022's biggest surprise hits. So there you get to wash a dirty time machine. They're also going to feature Doc Brown's van, which will be extremely filthy.
Ah, good.
You'll be able to clean the Hill Valley Clock Tower because it's been months since it's had a good wash. And the Holomax Theater, I guess that was playing Jaws 24, and the Time Train.
Well, that's good. I like it.
It's like VR job simulator.
Yes.
It's just
like what?
Yeah. There actually is a game. Yeah.
I have a power washer at my house. Anybody really wants like the full experience? Come on out. I got plenty of stuff. We got rock walls, sidewalks. You can power wash to your heart's content.
Can I borrow your power washer? Because I need it. I need to borrow it.
Oh, nice. Yeah, my dad fixed one up 2 years ago, and he has not offered to come over and power wash my house. So
I will say, if you haven't had a chance to use a real power washer, they are actually kind of fun.
I see.
So
that's the Power Wash Simulator. This came out 8 months ago. There were a handful of reviews.
Well, that's
good
good.
Times.
What's up next? VR colonoscopy.
You have to wait 20 minutes and check the heartbeat of the patient before you stick it in there.
No. You're not the doctor.
You're not? Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
Worst game ever.
That sounds awful. I don't want to be a part of that at all.
It takes all 4 ports on the Atari 2600.
Wait a minute. There's only 2 ports.
Oh crap! You're right. The Pong. What am I trying to say? Oh, fine. You're right.
The 5200 has 4 ports.
Yeah.
You can get a 4-port or a 2-port version.
All right.
I'm just trying to say, Chuck. So, Adam, do you know what's?
Well, you want to.
What's in?
What's in the Juke?
Oh God, I don't even know if we remember how to play this game.
Oh, well, I'm going to tell you. Welcome to the special edition of What's in the Juke. It's the game within a game within a podcast. Today Yes?
Nothing.
Today we feature badass isolated 80s music clips. If you can guess the name of the group, you will get...
Oh, there's points for this.
Point. There he is. If you can guess the song's title, you will also get...
Point.
If you can guess both...
Okay.
Titanic on me. Oh. Bryan will be your scorekeeper if he's down. So feel free to throw compliments in his direction. Last but not least, if you do not know either, please fight it out amongst yourselves. That's it. One back slap. Okay, now that the fighting is over, Now that the fighting is over, there we go.
I'm just getting used to these buttons again. Wait, let me try this one.
See, you should be in a meeting and hit those buttons. You know what I mean?
That'd be awesome.
People would be like, "What is that?"
Hey,
I'm not doing anything. I don't know what it is.
I've got some Zoom interviews coming up. Can I borrow the console? Because I'm thinking that would go really well.
What's in the Juke was a little loud at first. Probably sounded okay in you guys' end, Bill. I don't know. Maybe not. I mean, there's, that's loud.
Simon.
Exactly.
Shall we play a game?
Nice.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Classic.
All right, how about that first clip? Ready for that first clip?
Let's do it.
Ready.
Got a message on the radio.
Ooh, I like it. Is this themed, or are we gonna get a variety?
I think there's a variety. I cannot remember what the theme was, but I think we'll figure it out.
Okay, good. I like how Voices FY says, Simon says, calm down.
Calm
but
down.
The only person chatting is Voices FYC.
Okay, chatters, we are waiting for your guesses.
Who needs to come? Yeah. Oh, I got nothing. Yeah.
Interesting.
It's a pretty difficult one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's play it again.
I got a message on the radio.
I mean, you can make a guess if you know the band, because we'll probably get flagged for that one because that's mostly the song.
I don't know. When it's voice only, it's been pretty decent. Our statistics are pretty good.
I'll bet you 50 cents that this one gets flagged.
Okay.
When it's on YouTube. Maybe not so much on Twitch, but
I think you're gonna have to play the
next track.
countdown.
Oh yeah, we have one of those. Oh yeah.
Sorry, Mr. Peabody.
Yeah. Mark, who was it?
All Over the World by Electric Lake Orchestra.
All right, there you go. Thanks, Mark. All right, next one.
Will you stand above me? Look my
I know what the theme is.
Never love me.
I know what the theme is. Oh, no, I don't. Because now, this song is. Yeah, it is not Simple Minds.
I do see some patterns.
The
Simple
track
Minds is the band.
No.
No.
Will you stand above me? Look my way, never love me.
That's interesting. Is this the actual Simple Minds track, Mark?
It is.
Because
so
it's weird to hear it without, because he's embedded deeply in some music at this point.
You should do the same thing to the Billy Idol version.
So Metropolis got Simple Minds and got Don't Forget About Me.
Oh, that's a full point.
Full point.
Nice work. Yeah, so Billy Idol did that song. And the reason why he did it, he had a greatest hits coming out and he needed another track, so he put that on the end as a bonus track to get people to buy the album. But that song was actually written for Billy Idol to sing. Keith Forsey, the producer, wrote it for Billy Idol. So when you get a chance, extract it, because that audio sounded very much like. Let's just listen to it again, and imagine Billy Idol singing it.
Will you stand above me? Look my way, never love me.
Could have been him. Next track.
Help me make the most of freedom and our pleasure. Nothing ever lasts forever.
I love it. It's one of my top 3 bands.
Nice.
Yep.
Tears for Fears.
That is correct.
Metropolis.
And he got Everybody Wants to Rule the World.
Full point.
All right. We're 2.
Man, people are getting, they're getting sort of bitch slapped. Okay, next track.
We always had time on our sides. Now it's fading fast.
Huh. I'm still trying to figure out the theme. I was like going to go John Hughes.
Right, it's a little off.
Yeah, it's a little off.
Typing tutor is my bitch.
Mr. Peabody with If You Leave.
Mr. Peabody for half point.
All right.
And
half point.
And Raymond gets OMD. Nice.
Raymond.
I keep thinking of things I've done on the break, on the last break, because we had a break before that, but this is the biggest break. I went to Record Store Day.
Nice. What'd you get?
I got the Monkees release that was out. It's a monorail release of Birds and the Bees of the Monkees. And then I got 2 OMD records. They released an album last year called Bauhaus. It's a fantastic record. If you've not heard it and you're a fan of 80s synth or modern electronic music, they sort of combine those genres. It's just they've been making music since all this stuff came out, but people just don't know because they don't get promoted. Anyway, they're kind of like the Pet Shop Boys in that regard. They also had a album out in the 80s called Junk Culture. They released all the 12 inches B-sides and extras for that. It's a 2 record set. I got that. And let's see, I got one other one too. Oh, I bought Christine the soundtrack, the special edition soundtrack to Lost in Translation, a 2 record set of the music from Lost in Translation. And if you remember the film, it includes the karaoke versions of the songs.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So that's kind of fun to listen to. So that's what I bought at Record Store Day. And then I also bought, speaking of Billy Idol, I just bought his 40th anniversary of Rebel Yell. So, which is probably the best pressing of the record I've ever heard. It's the best master of the record I've ever heard, and the comes with a full record on the first disc, and the second disc is rarities, B-sides, and at least 4 tracks that have never been released, 2 entirely new songs that were recording during that period, and I'm a huge Billy Idol fan. So what do you do? Okay, so nice. Go ahead. Next track.
The tears are filling up their glasses. No expression.
Also covered several times now.
So you can get it.
I might have to.
Mr. Peabody for the half point.
Yeah, way to go, buddy. Tears for
Fears. He takes the full point.
Nice work. Sweet, full point on that.
Full point.
We want just a little clapping for that one. So, all right. Where are we at with points? We're kind of right in the middle.
We are at Metropolis with 2 points. Mr. Peabody with 1.5, and Raymond Woods with 0.5.
Nice work.
And the rest of everybody slacking with 0. That's right, 0. Everybody, play the game.
There's 9 more of you. What are you doing?
Speaking of records and Starcade, after this next track, I'll tell you another little story.
She turns herself around and she smiles and she says, "This is it, that's the end of the joke."
God, he's got a great voice. I know what this, Mark, this is music that Adam loves.
Maybe, yeah.
I mean, this is great. I'm going to make a mix from this. This is fantastic. Although I don't want to repeat bands too much. Not Billy Idol.
Negative.
Bands that could be covered by Billy Idol.
Yeah, exactly. I'll take bands that could be covered by Billy Idol for 500, Alex.
God. I'm gonna have to watch that again tonight.
Mr. Connery.
I'll take bands that your mother banged for $500, Alex.
Smash Mouth.
Oh, God.
Pretty in Pink is correct.
There we go.
Is
Raymond
correct.
Woods.
Boom. Nice.
Well, while Mr. Peabody is walking in circles, Raymond Wood just tied it for second.
Raymond Wood sweeps the leg. So, you ever watch...
Yeah, you can't say that out loud. Therapists for $500.
I'll take the rapist for $1,000, Alex. That's therapists. I'll take swords for $200. That's S words. I went to a friend's house. You guys remember Starcade, right? When we had a couple guests on that were on Starcade.
Yes.
You know, show kids win prizes for knowing arcade trivia. You know, it's kind of where we got the game show idea for this is Starcade. We wanted to do something fun, jukebox related, right? Because people always had jukebox in arcade. So I brought. Audio-Technica released a new version of the Soundburger, and I highly recommend it. It's Bluetooth, so and you can use regular headphones, or you can hook it up to a Bluetooth speaker. But it's the exact same form factor as the original Soundburger. It's $200, which is great for a turntable that compact. They did a test run 2 years ago. They released a red version. And they were instantly sold out, and then started selling on eBay for like $500, $600, $700. So then they knew that they had a market. So they've released 3 different colors. It's like black, yellow, maybe white. I bought a yellow one, and then went out to my friend's place in Litchfield, which is western Minnesota. And I brought that thing along, and I brought a pile of records, and one was the new psychedelic, a newer psychedelic Furs record from just a couple years ago, and I could not believe how much they just sound. I mean, his voice hasn't changed, and it was one of the best Furs records I've heard in decades. So, anyway, that was fun. Next track.
In violent times, you shouldn't have to sell your soul.
Wow. One thing that's really impressive about these separations, these sort of isolated voice tracks, is the talent.
Metropolis with a full point for Tears for Fears and Shout.
Full point.
Nicely done.
Establishing a clear lead here.
Okay, next track.
This is the sound of my soul. This is the sound.
I like that you put that after that song. That's clever. I like it. Songs that Adam will do on karaoke. That's what this theme is.
I would pay to see that.
I actually do this one quite a bit. True is correct. The band is Spandau Ballet. That's close enough. We're going to give a half point to both those guys. The next track is...
Come on and wake it on out. Wake it on out.
And you got to love the stereo split on that. It's probably better to have the monaural version for that, huh?
Was it a monaural record? I don't recall.
It was. Almost all the Beatles stuff.
Twist and Shout, the Beatles. Raymond goes in for the kill with the full 1 point in one statement. That is confidence there, folks.
Nice.
He's edging.
But he didn't get it because Metropolis hit the Beatles first.
Oh.
Half point.
Oh. Somebody didn't get it. All right. Where are we at?
We are at Metropolis with 4 points, Mr. Peabody with 2, and Raymond Woods with 2. I'm going to give Raymond Woods 2 1/4 because it takes guts to go in for the name and the title of the same. Yeah.
I mean,
he gets a 1/4 point for that.
That's the best way to do it, really, if you can get it done quickly. We could require it in the future. That might make it interesting.
I like, but it's more of a strategy. If you got to like figure out like, do I go for both? Do I go one?
Yeah, and some people
do I go
only
half
know
point,
titles.
full point?
You know, some people know. Like I'm a year and title and band guy. I can't remember lyrics to save my life. So
see, I can remember lyrics. I can't remember the name, the band, the person.
Right. Let's make this interesting. Let's make this one 4 points. That way, if somebody who hasn't even been playing gets the 4 points, they win.
Well,
they'd be tied.
Let's add in the points. Like so you got to get the year.
Yeah.
So the year is 2 points.
Okay. So now we're gonna do year. Oh, this could be interesting. Okay, here comes your next and last track. And how many points are we making this, Mark?
5 points.
Well, wait a minute.
Wait, no, we're breaking it apart, like Bryan said.
So currently the top has 4 points, right?
So top is 4 points. So you get 1 point for band, 1 point for song.
Okay.
1 point for year.
All
and
right.
if you combine any two of those, you get an extra point.
Oh. Okay.
There you go. Let's see, folks. Let's get in.
My creation. Is it real? It's my creation. Oh, my creation. It's my creation.
That guy's brilliant.
And he still is.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's fill some dead air here while we wait for people.
Croc got the weird science.
Oh, nicely done. Thomas Dolby, incorrect. You take his point away.
Mr. Peabody. Oh, we already had the weird science on the board, so he gets a point for Oingo Boingo.
Lingo Boingo.
I'm gonna give it to him.
Yeah, that's good. It's a typo.
Mr. Peabody.
See, Raymond Woods got Oingo Boingo first.
And does anybody know the year?
Did he?
This one's super easy,
Yes.
actually. I know it off the top of my head.
Anyone know the year? The year? We're gonna get the year. Everybody's Googling right now.
Yeah. John Hughes film, that 19. I don't think 86 is correct, is it? It's
85. It is 85. Raymond Woods.
Nicely done.
The way to pull it in at the end.
A bunch of full points. For everybody. And I don't know how the round of applause. And of course, everyone likes a little. Yeah, thanks for playing. So normally this time of the show when we'd have an interview, we're gonna wrap it up here in the next few minutes.
Well, let's do two things. Their voicemail, and I found video of the elusive 4-player food fight.
Oh, I can't do the video, but you'd have to give it to me before the show.
It's on YouTube.
Yeah, it has to be done before the show. Yeah. There's a special thing I have to do, Bryan. I have to make it special.
I'm special.
Yeah.
I could do it on my cell phone. I'm like,
yeah. You know what? you could pull a Todd Tucky.
Okay.
Remember when he aimed his monitor at the screen? That was pretty funny. Yeah, we could get really low tech and do it that way.
Let's put it on an Atari 2600 cartridge and watch it.
That's right. That sounds horrible.
Yes.
All right. So we're gonna try to play this first. I don't know if these are gonna work.
Well, we're playing what we played on our test show for part 1.
Right. And boy, the good old voicemail.
Everybody loves it.
Also, our phone number is defunct. So if you didn't hear, we let our phone number go. So sorry if you were looking forward to calling it, because I know so many people do.
Thank you for calling 612-548-GAME. This is Arcade Radio. Please leave your message after the tone.
That did not work at all.
Oh, darn.
I don't know why these are not playing. Something's...
I'm Zarzadeck, control panel expert and technician. Hey, bad news, guys. My pet, rat, George, remember him from last week? He bit the dust. Yeah, there was some dust on the ground and he bit it. I was like, hey, that's dust. He ignored me, of course. He took that dust in his mouth and he ran outside, and I have not seen him since. But you know what? That's okay, all right? I have other hobbies now since that happened 2 hours ago, and I've taken up skydiving, all right? In fact, I'm on a plane right now, and I'm going to try it out. Yeah, I watched a couple YouTube videos on this, and it looks pretty easy. You know, I bought my parachute from a dude on Craigslist, so I'm totally ready to go, all right? Hey, it looks like the pilot's giving me the thumbs up. Okay, I'm jumping out. Hey, I'm falling, man. This is awesome. I can't believe it. Is this the first phone call from a skydiver? Man, someone look that up. Hey, Bryan, you're not doing anything. Get on that Google pronto. Okay, well, I guess I should pull my cord and stop this free fall, right? Oh, man, you know that song Free Fallin' by Tom Petty is awesome, right? Dang, I love that guy. Yeah, so hey, where was I? Oh, yeah, I was going to pull the cord, which it's somewhere around here. Man, there's a bunch of cords on this. You know what? I may have bought parachute pants. Is this how they work? Like, does something flare out to stop me from falling? Hey guys, I think I need to let you go. I need to do some more YouTubing and Googling, all right? Hey, I'll talk to you later when I'm on the ground, all right? Zarzadeck out!
Uh-oh.
Could this be the end?
That was last week,
Cliff?
right? Or that was this week earlier.
That was in September. That's when he left the call.
That was an unaired Bob Zarzadeck call. So that was from September.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did he make it?
Good question. Did he make it? We don't actually know.
Well, there is another voicemail we haven't listened to.
Well, all right. Let's see if we can get him.
Play this one.
Thank you for calling 612-548-GAME. This is Arcade Radio. Please leave your message after the tone.
Hey, everybody. It's your buddy, Bob Zarzadeck. Hey, what? Oh, man, I had something in my throat. What's up? It's your buddy, Bob Zarzadeck, control panel expert and technician. Hey, remember when I was skydiving last September? That did not end well. Yeah. You know, I've been in a drug-induced coma for like 7 months. And it took them like almost 6 months to get the parachute pants out of my face. It was amazing. You know, they let me wake up last week, but I'm so annoyed. Do you know how many episodes of Wheel of Fortune I've had on my TiVo waiting for me? Yeah, that's right. I still use my TiVo. Anyway, yeah, the answer is 74 episodes. Yeah, anyway, while I was in my coma, I had some amazing dreams. For a while, I thought I had died and I was in heaven. And there were super rare control panels everywhere. I was falling over Polybius PCBs and back doors, and every time I fell over a back door, I'd yell, "Oh no, another back door!" And then some guy in the distance would laugh. And you know, those are weird dreams, right? Yeah. I've been trying to figure out what happened to my shipping container since I woke up too. You know, they were sort of in a limbo last time. It's funny. Because I went straight to heaven and I wasn't in limbo anyway. So let's get back to the subject here. But I had 22 Apple AirTags in those shipping containers, right? And
22.
I checked, and it looks like they're somewhere in the South Pacific, slowly drifting towards Japan. I'm not sure what's up with that, but you know, if anybody else has a clue, let me know. All right? Yeah, I think I've gone on long enough here. I've been sitting back like this, but you know, I've been sitting back for 7 months, so it's pretty good. I'm gonna relax and listen to the rest of your show. And by the way, what happened to your phone number? I had to dial like every other number until I found it again. All right, okay, that's enough for me. I'm back to you, Arcade Radio. Zarzadeck out.
It is a little curious how he got that number. That's for Proc. I know he likes that noise. Okay, so next, what were we doing now? An interview?
Oh, yeah, let's bring out our special guest.
All right.
You told me you can't do the video.
What?
Ding, 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 dong. Welcome to the show, Bryan Armitage.
Oh.
The third.
Hold on, wait.
I'm gonna get.
They're out here. Hold on.
Wait. What's happening?
I don't know.
Okay, so normally we'd have an interview here. We have a couple minutes left. I thought it might be interesting for Bryan to talk about what he's doing with Atari for a couple minutes.
So I posted in the chat. There was we actually did a podcast interview with the Slackers. we did. We did a an interview with the Slackers Inc. guys, who are working on some new Atari games for us. And the first game out is going to be Warlords. That was actually done by Clay Cowgill. Should be coming out shortly. And the second game is actually in Warlords is going to be exactly Warlords. So 4-player, you'll be able to actually put a CRT in the cabinet. The cabinets will come with an LCD. There's really the major enhancements that are going to be a little bit of speed modifications. The rate of the fireballs come out, but it's not a new game. It's a game with some enhancements that allow it to play a little bit faster. The food fight is an all new game. And so for those of you that want to watch the link up above, I posted in the chat, you can see some clips from the game. So the whole idea was to do a 4-player food fight game, and to create a game where you can play against and with your friends. There are still the chefs. The chefs have different characteristics. There's obviously between 1 and 4 players. If you are not playing with 3 other people, then the other characters are controlled by AI, and it sticks with some of the original strategies and premises of the game. So the fruits and vegetables all have the same characteristics for their throws. We are adding in some new food to throw at each other. There have been a couple different suggestions. Actually, Tyler made a one that was kind of fun. It was a pizza bomb that you throw a pizza and it blows up into slices. It's a very short distance, but kind of has a scatter pattern. It's the other thing that's kind of fun about the game is that when you get knocked out, so if you get hit, it goes through a series of rounds. If you get knocked out in that round, you can actually run around the edge of the screen and pick up food outside of the ring and attack the players inside the ring.
That's a little bit like Bomberman.
Yeah, so you can sabotage your friends. So, and it's in the food piles on the sides of the screen start with like peas, which don't go very far. And if you take up all the peas, it turns to tomatoes. You take up all the tomatoes, it turns to bananas. You take up all the bananas, and it becomes a watermelon. And then you have full watermelon, like machine gun capability across the entire playfield.
That sounds fun.
So, what's that?
Sounds fun.
It is a lot of fun. It's very interactive. It moves pretty quickly. That's unlike the original food fight. It is not an open playfield. So there are some obstacles and different themes. Like there's a cafeteria where there's kind of like tables in the middle.
Oh, okay.
And the food stops on the table. So if you get to watermelon, you're not able to just mow down the entire screen in one go.
Okay.
So we had it at MGC, got a lot of great feedback.
Cool.
Answer to 8-bit burn, 6502 base, still no, it is emulated. Clay has done some really amazing stuff with I'm assuming it's the Warlords on the Warlords stuff. It's not using 6502, but the emulation is darn near perfect. He's done a number of different emulation projects out there, both in the collector space as well as the
commercial,
like Namco, Nintendo, stuff like that.
Yeah. So that sounds awesome. We should talk a little bit more about that stuff on maybe another show someday.
We should show. I can see if I can get the cabinet out, and we can maybe do a show where we have the cabinet in place and can show people kind of what it looks like.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of suggestions to really enhance the colors of the cabinet. Right now, it's a black cabinet, so like artwork for the sides and other things.
Cool.
Which would be possible because there might be a new printer showing up that was purchased.
And it's showing a Warlords cabinet. That'd be kind of fun. All right. Well, I think it's time for us to wrap this up for tonight.
We did it.
Yeah.
We made it.
I think you guys, thanks for tuning in. Spin the double R's. That's Arcade Radio. Remember this one?
Oh yeah, classic.
Intruder alert, intruder alert.
That's the old theme.
Oh, classic.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in to this special episode of the Arcade Radio Show. I don't know if we're going to have one in 2 weeks, but we are working on a couple of things. Let's just put it that way.
Yes.
For now. But it's been fun.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Hey, follow me, Mark Time Runner Shields on the TikTok, Spacetime Junction.
And if you have a chance, check out Paradise Arcade Shop, where we have just added the Retro Arcade Remake Ice Cold Beers to the store.
Ooh.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
The shipping is hella. No. I didn't see that.
For you guys that I know, reach out to me on Facebook if you want to say hey. Otherwise, we'll see you on the next show. It's been great having you here and all that stuff. I think that's the end of the show. Is this where we hang up?
I think it is, but we're going to be here in less than 7 months. This is not a 7-month break. We're going to figure out something.
Yeah.
Wow, man. You going to start paying me?
Well, I mean, Mark and I will be back. We'll let you know if Adam's coming.
All right. That's right. It'll be the Bryan and Mark show. All right. You guys have a great night. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you soon.